Well, it's refreshing for once to see that the Council is serving up a teaspoonful of common sense with the proposal to strike the word commercial from the third proposed survey question. That word was deliberately inserted in an attempt to make people vote against the amphitheater and is simply inaccurate, as none of the proposals so far brought forward since the city bought the property have been for-profit or commercial revival. However, question 2 also raises a number of its own questions, namely that it has slots for both housing and apartments and townhomes next to each other, retail and commercial next to each other, and an event space and open space next to each other. Those are redundant categories which will enable, when the survey results come in, staff to simply compress those related categories into one another, produce high scores, and say, oh, the people didn't want the amphitheater after all. A result they will have arrived at by cheating. These survey questions that are being considered tonight also don't consider one other aspect of the problem. There's been talk about whether people don't or do want the amphitheater. Question is also, do they or don't they want housing on that property? I don't know if they want the amphitheater. If they don't, it's a tragedy for the community, but their decision. But I am 99% sure that the vast majority of people in this community do not want a government housing project on the Cultural Park. And I know there's a lot of people in this community who will be organizing to stop that. Myself, when this whole thing started a few years ago, I could have gone for a proposal for a good solution that would combine a couple hundred housing units with events and art spaces. I thought you could create a really cool community there. But over the last 3 years, this council has been so obstinate, so intransigent, so confident that it and it alone knows what is best for the people of this town that you have completely turned me off any proposal that would involve that sort of compromise. I don't know how many others I speak for. I know there are some. I would also caution the council to avoid doing anything that would further interfere with the progress of the initiative that will tell us what people want on the housing question. It's a simple question of philosophy. When the state breaks the social contract, that contract is invalidated, and no one else needs to consider themselves bound by its rules. Give us an honest survey, and we'll go from there.